Alright, so the downside was I had to re-record this entire part because after I finished recording, the recording for some reason messed up. It's kind of annoying, but got back to it, so this will be a quick one, sort of, but yeah. Basically, everybody, Selena and Savannah are good. They regained consciousness, but unfortunately all the pharmaceuticals in their system, because they went into coma, in order to drift back until Dangayo and the Severius or whatever, sorry, the Celius, went and got them. So yeah, so they're good to go. Meanwhile, Anna rushes off to her mom to let her know the good news. The other good news is the fact that Orb has now pledged support for the Archangel, which means, more battleship detachment to pave the way for other nations to do the same. And let's not forget the fact there are Zath personnel basically aboard the Archangel. Now this is a true international effort. Of course, the Federation isn't on board yet, but they're probably too busy battling the Festum and the Mystery Allies. So yeah, apparently if the ships don't seek resupply in the Federation area, they're good to go since they're too busy with the Festum hunt. Meanwhile, the battle plan is about to start, but one person is of course missing. He's last seen heaving a huge sigh and trudging off somewhere. He's the same guy that was so busy putting Gopher in the hair that he didn't come to the United side. And Shelly is worried about him, but there's a time to hold up the planning on his account. So yeah, Rosa allows more latrine duty though. Regardless, Sakon's got he summarized the gates. Basically, he's gonna have to start from square one since we have Zath people now, and all Zath apparently got very little reliable information on Durandal's region. Regardless, they were apparently pretty well informed, and he was wondering where, they'd find better info amongst his troops. So yeah, Lacus gives him enough credit that Lacus gives Durandal enough credit that the Destiny plan, he had enough to believe the Destiny plan had some provision. That's a question for another time. Meanwhile, Sekon says the gates are just what sci-fi, they're warp zones. They could be used for nifty tricks, as instantaneous long-range travel. So yeah. Meanwhile, they're explaining the whole thing with it being connected to Darius through the Death Cross points and that stuff. And then they're learning that about the other Earths and the other people that have been helping us. What makes you wonder is, wouldn't they have been questioning like, what the heck is King Ganger? What are these weird looking mechs or something? Regardless, they're learning the whole dimension thing and all that other stuff. So yeah. Meanwhile, Q, he points out that he'll leave it to them to set if it's coincidence that the people of so many different parallel Earths all seem so similar, or that they've been together like that. And then Sakon explains he's finally pinpointed the origin of the mysterious M waves that the moon blanketed the moon at the time when they got back from Darius. So yeah, listening to Sergeant Hatter's advice is what helped them out. He was able to find it. Zev couldn't lie there. Why he was able to find it was because of the Cosmo base, apparently. So yeah, so thanks to the Cosmo base, they were able to find it. Meanwhile, yeah, they're still worried about Rue. Yeah, listening to Hatter's advice is what we needed. Now, unfortunately, Because of that, you already know the whole situation of Cosmo bases sacrifice, they're dead. Meanwhile, he points out that the more dangerous the gamble, the more he digs it. And of course, to head straight to the source of the transmission, to either lay hands on the gate generator itself, or on its command and control site as Hatter intimidated. Even in the second to worst case scenario though, there should be all kinds of computers to hack for information. And in the worst case, apparently the gate might send us somewhere. But it's a risk they're willing to take. Because they gotta learn the system and everything as well as all the data. It's good enough for Van as well since it'll help him get to his revenge. So yeah. Meanwhile, if they were to get lost, the Dangaio can bring them to anywhere really, as long as it's not like a star it's about to explode or something. Good news is though that he can forecast when the gating will happen, so the team won't be caught entirely off guard. So yeah, now it's we're going straight for them, even if they're about to gate us. So yeah, if it gets Van back to his revenge and Ruji back to his village, they're good to go. So we're going straight to them. So yeah, now he's got to fork the coordinates over. We got it, so now we're heading there. So yeah, they're gonna find this next. Meanwhile, espair, what's it called? He's been alerted by the fact that they're appearing. He believes that getting them far away is... Unfortunately, he can't because the gate generator overheated apparently. So it overloaded. Unfortunately, it was Veleny, one of the original villains, and her what's it called? She apparently did a giant, like, I'm guessing she brought in an army or something. So yeah. Meanwhile, she phones him up right there. So yeah, she's angry at him for not keeping the gate generator up and running, for it overloading. She apparently, what's it called? She's angry at that. He's pointing out why did she unscheduled use the gate, and then she points out that could all be doctored and all that other stuff. So yeah. Meanwhile, she points out that espair is apparently a whole bunch of small-time punk fragments linking up. Kinda find that funny. No matter how many personalities made out of, once a punk, always a punk. But yeah, she threatens to what's called tear him apart if he were to continue, and unfortunately espair stops because without the Crystal Heart's power, he won't be able to do anything really. So yeah, he then says it's just a critical error or something on his end to try and end the conversation. So yeah, she's apparently getting tired of sucking up fragments that are like him, while he's just trying to buy time now. He confirms that that the gate will be up and running in a couple hours. Regardless, apparently the mechanic confirms it might be any amount of time from 8 to 12 hours, and that they're coming straight for us first. Espair is trying to figure out something such as converting power to the crystal heart so that he can go crazy with it. So yeah, even then, the gate can't really move itself, so he's gonna get up against it on his own. This is where Gilbert comes up, and it was him that did the gate to various forces of the moon. Apparently he planned it all out so he can wipe out the Earthlings. So yeah. Since it's his fault though, he's apparently gonna try and wipe them out. But yeah, he's the fault for that. And he demands that Gil fix the situation by killing all the Earthlings. It isn't really much of an option, but he doesn't have many things to try. Apparently they managed to find Mist, who's just being glum, and apparently he doesn't have much of a great impression of Earth anymore. His initial impression was punctured. He had thought he figured it all out until he saw Raccoon Genesis, and yeah. Apparently those weapons would have been unthinkable on Atrain to him. So yeah, since Atrain's colonization, they never really had war apparently. Same with Bizarre. But yeah, both planets were essentially planet-wide nations populated by nothing but peaceniks. And he just points out, but the Earth is just, he just doesn't like the Earth. It's a place where the common man even doesn't want war and allows it to happen by accepting Logos or the Randall. Then apparently where he sits, the White Spoken Archangel squad, they're not the rule, aren't the rule as far as Earthlings go. They're actually the exception, and he's sick and tired of fighting for them. Apparently he's gonna leave the ship is what he was saying. And then of course Sheldia will leave as well, but you know the stupidity of Sheldia. But yeah, she's been busting her butt on behalf of the people. He's come to know as a second family, and none of that matters if Mist isn't around. Like if Mist hates the Earthlings, she'll hate him. That's funny. Yeah, apparently he just hates the Archangel crew though. Regardless, it'd be easier to hate them and leave than to leave anyway and be regretful. Yeah, she apparently doesn't want to really hate the Archangel crew or the Earth in general, anyone that she wants to be apart from him. She's apparently lonely. But yeah, he's apparently crying at the idea of Earthlings doing such cruel, they loves doing such cruel things. And apparently she tells him to cry more, which is cute. So yeah, worries more that he's gotta remember though, his emo-ness and everything, it's his own fault for being so self-righteous as to apply his own moral standards to others. So yeah, apparently she's calling Mist out on his emo-ness and it's his fault. She already sees him leaving the ship and doing stupid stuff, being some sort of person who wants to be like the people that destroyed his own planet. Apparently the better plan would be to believe in the Earth, that it could be changed out, enough cooperation in enough time. It's apparently something his old commander would have said. So yeah, unfortunately this whole situation, she reads him like an open book, and this makes Angelica so adamant that her moral support isn't needed. Means she has to grab something for her stomach, medicine before she needs to grab some medicine before the battle. She leaves to tell that he's to rush to her embrace anytime he's feeling down. So yeah, so Shelly is winning, unfortunately. So yeah. So basically, what's called? She gets to the point to miss that Logo's Neuron more of the product of a small initial mistake and less a result of a massive conspiracy. And then she hugs him, and yeah, that's what she'll do from now on. Now we finally get back into the what's called bridge. So yeah, he dashes onto the bridge, saying he'll take whatever punishment happens. And it's clear the enemies that the Archangel and friends are coming. Yeah, sorry, I misworded that. Apparently they know that the Archangel and everybody else is coming. So yeah, we're about to start assaulting them. Apparently they're gate or no gate, we're going straight for it. So yeah, apparently this is our one chance to start going straight through this. So they're going the short route. Apparently during this time, we're getting ready, enough of that R&R stuff. Ryuji was reading with Anna, apparently, which is kind of cute. So yeah, after Ryuji heads off straight for it, with Labov over there, she points out that she's kind of forgotten how warlike their own world is. Thought that scares herself considerably. Apparently on Seven this Earth and stuff, they hope that their own world could be improved as well. Just pointing out that Planet Z and all the other areas, yeah, good luck. So yeah, now we're getting ready for the fight. Hold on, everybody. So I forgot to do some teamwork stuff. So let's set up some stuff real quick. Okay. We'll give that to the Destiny. And then we should be good. That should be good. Yeah, we should be good. Then it turns out it's Gil this whole time. He's only doing this for a little farce, because he's got his own plans. Yeah, I'm using some parts real quick since I had to redo this entire part. I'm just using parts and extra stuff to quickly finish this. Everything should return to normal next part since I had to specifically redo this part because it broke. should flee by now. Yep, Gilbert quickly flees because he just didn't want to really be there. So yeah, Espair's kind of pissed that Gilbert is left, but Gilbert points out that all his mechs are destroyed. Regardless, Espair vows revenge for his transparent betrayal. But yeah, he points out that once again his mechs are broke, so he can't do much. Meanwhile, Espair has to send out his remaining forces. But out of nowhere come in the forces of Shadow. Remember, they're virtual law enemies. But because of their color, they're Shadow mechs, so yeah. So as they're doing that, Espair retreats his forces before they start attacking him as well. So yeah. So now you just gotta destroy them. I do wonder though, remember, Super Raw Warriors Operation Extend was more realistic with it. If the mech couldn't really fly or, was known to not have space abilities like that, for instance, a Zoid was not able to be used in a space mission, but if the space mission had a ship or a ground surface, then it could be used. So I wonder how more traditional Super Raw Warriors would do it. Then again, the same logic applies to Code Geass mechs like the Gurren and stuff. So what they would have probably done was do the same exact principle. That's what I'm thinking personally, because, well, there's not really any because, honestly. But yeah, that's my personal thought, is that they would honestly do something like that. Because in Super Wars Operation Extend, you couldn't use the Gurren or Lancelot in space like that because they don't have boosters. But their upgrades, the Satan and on the Lance and the Albion, could be used. Well, I wouldn't mind doing a playthrough of Operation Extend. Here come the rest of them, and then, Hatter, Feiyan, and Chief show up now. So yeah, now apparently everything's a-okay now, since, unfortunately, their, dimension also got, tangled up in this whole dimensional thing. So yeah, now they're ours. So many super mode activations. I'm just trying to quicken this, honestly. Luckily the Archangel has an amazing attack. I think I messed up my angling. Ah well. Yeah, it takes care of those enemies. Yeah, everything will turn back to normal once this part's over, since this feels wrong, honestly, but oh well. And then we're about to have to fight another reinforcement real quick. Virtual does have a catchy theme though. That's one thing you gotta respect. Two more left. Okay, now we're up to the next reinforcement. So yeah, he's annoyed and he's about to release something, but it looks like somebody else is about to come in. Yeah, apparently, it's not Shadow. That's apparently clue area of the Noble Knights. Apparently, this is an anti. Apparently, it's an anti-Shadow. Yeah, sorry. Noble Knights are apparently an anti-Shadow organization. Apparently, this whole area was officially off limits due to the proximity to the Moon Gate. And high probability apparently has the ability to spawn shadows. Okay, so Moon Gate can do that. So yeah, they're wondering if they're contaminated by Shadow, and then he needs to find out by challenging them. So yeah, so now we can kill him. And this gives Espair the much more time he needs to try to get the gate working. But yeah, I gotta try and finish this as quickly as possible since I'm still annoyed that this part was destroyed. This part broke. Dang, it missed. Let's finish it with Dan of Thursday. Look how beautiful he is. Bam! Ah, we didn't finish it. Oh well. We'll finish it with that one here at least. So yeah, he finds no evidence of contamination when he fights the team, and he apologizes for the misunderstanding. He does recommend that they leave the area, but they kind of can't, because the gate is going to be what they need to get back to their homes. So yeah. Seeing the determination they have, he chooses to help fight. So yeah, unfortunately, since the forces are crumbling, he's just gonna release. He's sending himself out. Miss is pissed, but Sheldia tells him to calm down as he faces the person who helped lay his own world to waste. They all say the same thing, and apparently, Hatter, being all enthusiastic, says that everything will be okay as long as no one panics. Apparently, espair points out that he kind of had him, you know, locked up in a prison, basically. But apparently he stops that he let that happen, and they're just laughing. See, as we finish these guys, we finish espair next. We're good to go. So we just gotta finish these guys real quick before everything return to normal. Okay, so he's gonna be finished next. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't mind destroying the big shooters since, once again, we're just trying to finish this as soon as possible so we can get back to normal parts. This, we should be able to finish him within this turn, or next turn. Espair proves that he's tougher than ever, but he's not gonna let him get away. Apparently, Mist being angry unleashes the power of the Crystal Heart, and then it's surprised at the power that's going on through Regulus. Apparently, this is what he wants: is to see the true power of the Crystal Heart. With all the power he gets, he hopes to surpass Rukubal himself. And this is where the Regulus unlocks its new attack. Basically, it's a combo attack that shows his first 3 attacks combined with a new Tonfa-like attack. Is the easiest way to explain it. And being surprised at all that he just wants the Crystal Heart's power. He wants it so badly. Regardless, this is where he retreats. Apparently the gate is ready and operational, but he doesn't want to use it because he wants the Regulus to study bad enough. So yeah, meanwhile he retreats back to base. His plan is apparently to lure the Regulus there once it's inside the base to teleport everybody else. So yeah, unfortunately, as long sorry, he's not going in there since he wasted up way too much energy. So yeah, so let's take it back. Meanwhile, the virtuoids are at least offered home, in a sense. He won't follow the team side. He does wish everyone the best of fortune in battle though, so he's gone. While the other virtual units use the Archangel as a home, essentially, since yeah, they're cut off from their dimension for now, which is sad, but it was expected. So now, well, with our art, we got the virtual units. See, apparently Gil's exit showed that he didn't intend to protect the base in the first place. Apparently it shows that the enemies aren't really unified. That's the good thing though. Meanwhile, Natural and Coordinator being together finally. Now we have one true drive in humanity. Meanwhile, this Festum seems to have a big problem within their within their ranks. So yeah. So yeah, apparently yeah, the Festum are doing their own things, while this is our one chance to go straight through to the gate. Apparently Mrs. Mech needs repairs though, so Shelly is consoling here as well. Unfortunately, Angelica gave up, so I'm kind of annoyed at that. She gave up on being his significant other and trusting Shelly to look after him. All the ladies were annoyed at that because they were rooting for her. But as Karen points out, there's more little battles to be waged in this little love war. So yeah. Even Anna and Ramin know it. Lyubov doesn't even know a thing though, so yeah. That's kind of sad, but she just needs to study more as usual. Meanwhile, he's finally awake. Apparently, using that power was so much it drained his body. It was as bad, according to the doctors, it was as bad as face open. That's how, it was even worse than face open, so yeah, he pushed it to the utmost limits, even beyond anything. He then wonders if this is what the commander used back then, and he'll compare the data from back then to now. But for now, Shelby at least extracts promise from him to not do anything reckless again like that. She's at least, yeah. She also promises him, makes him promise to, you know, recuperate and to be behind him every step of the way and stuff. So yeah. Apparently, apparently to be on each other's backs until they finally face those who destroyed both their worlds. So yeah. Alright, the parts and everything should be back to normal after this. Sorry about the stupidity, I was kind of annoyed, so I just quickly zoomed through the game just to get to this chapter since I didn't want to skip it. Thank you all for watching. Until the next part, goodbye.